Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight, we have Gary Moore, and I was looking for any excuse to do a Gary Moore video because he was a big influence on me growing up, and especially when I was learning to play the guitar. So this is going to be Gary Moore and Thin Lizzy, but it's with Phil Lynott, obviously, and this is on a show called The Old Grey Whistle Test, which is an old UK show where bands literally turned up, plugged in, set everything up, and just played live like that at a really kind of intimate venue. So yeah, this was a really cool TV show back in the day, and I wish that there was something like this nowadays. It'd be really cool to see bands just turn up and play live. But this is how Gary deals with a broken string. We had B.B. King, who was restringing his guitar live. We also had Stevie Ray Vaughan, who switched his guitars mid-performance. And this is the other scenario, really, of Gary breaking a string and then playing on without changing guitar or without changing the string. So let's have a little look at this video and see how he deals with it.
Don't believe me if I tell you, not a word of this is true. Don't believe me if I tell you, especially if I tell you that I'm in love with you. Don't believe me if I tell you that I wrote this song for you. There might be some other silly pretty girl I'm singing it to. Don't believe a word.
I'm just going to come in at this point because, as you would notice, Gary was quite close to the amp and just got a little bit of feedback, so kind of coolly stepped away and came in for his vocals. And this is another thing about Gary Moore, is that not only was he an amazing guitarist, but you know, he could sing a fair bit as well. And I think a lot of people who sing and play guitar, it kind of goes under the radar that they're actually doing the job of two people in a band. Sometimes you have a guitarist who's great at playing guitar and you have a vocalist who's great, but kind of sticking those two together is very difficult. So I've always been a big fan of Gary's vocals as well.
Words are only spoken, and our heart is like a promise meant to be broken.
I'm just going to pause it there because you can see that already his low E string is gone. It's not there. So he's going to be playing all of his solo and rhythm stuff just on every string except for the low E string. And as people know who play guitar, if you've lost your low E string, playing kind of chunky rhythm notes is not going to happen. So yeah, he'll be avoiding that string, obviously, because there's no string there. But let's see how he gets on playing.
Don't believe a word, for words tell lies.
And this is again one of those cases that if you were just listening to it and you didn't know he'd broken a string, there's no way to tell, really. I think the other thing that maybe Gary has in his favour here is there is a rhythm guitar kind of doing the rhythm playing as well underneath, so it kind of saves him a little bit, but again, you can't tell that there's kind of a string missing, and some of his lead work there was mightily impressive. This is all kind of no multi-takes or anything, or like, oh, I messed up, let's start again. This is all live, going out on TV, and you can tell that he knows his stuff, and some of those little licks and runs that he's playing are like seriously impressive.
And lies that no comfort to you if there's tears listen to that. Don't believe me if I tell you, not a word of this is true.
And just a quick note that Phil's probably one of the coolest frontmen probably ever, I'd say. Just the way that he just sings, has these little kind of throwaway lines and things. So yeah, he's a pretty cool guy as well.
Don't believe me if I tell you, especially if I tell you that I'm in love with you. Don't believe a word. No, don't believe a word. Please don't believe me. Not a single word.
And then out of nowhere, it just turns into a shred fest. So yeah, it's really impressive. I don't want this video to go on for too long, but that's the other way of dealing with a broken string. It's just playing on. Really impressive stuff from Gary. I'm probably going to do more videos on Gary in the future. But yeah, so this is the other way to deal with it, and then it goes into kind of even more impressive playing at the end. And this is one of those cases where this is all extemporization. These aren't learnt solos, and this is when you get somebody who's at the top of their game. They can just get into their shapes and just solo away, and that's it. And they could probably keep going for years, just jamming away. So this is really impressive. As I said, I don't want this to go on for too long. You can watch this video if you want. Also, the Old Grey Whistle Test, you can do a search for that and see loads of bands kind of back in the day who played on there live, and it's just cut back like this, just literally the band plugging in, playing, and it's really good to watch. Really well done to Gary Moore, very impressive, and I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys at the next analysis video. Rock!